Well, good sunny Thursday. This coming off of what was a very wet Wednesday across South Central. We're talking about some impressive rainfall totals that brought Anchorage a record rainfall. And of course, this afternoon or this morning as we head into the afternoon hours, we do have some sunshine. Take a look outside. Not a cloud in the sky. This is overlooking Eagle River Valley, maybe a few high-level clouds. But for the most part, we have sunshine and warmth. Temperatures are expected to rebound here back into the mid to upper 60s as we welcome in not only today but our Friday and part of the weekend as well. Looking ahead at what we're expected to see across parts of South Central when it comes to the potential for some showery activity that is going to subside here over the next few days across South Central. We're going to be talking about some drier conditions staying with us. Already seeing a temperature of 60 degrees in Anchorage with some sunshine. Now rain continues out towards the Panhandle, and you can see some rain out towards the slope as well as western Alaska. This is where we're going to see most of the active weather staying as we welcome in the coming days. But as far as what we're seeing here in South Central, that sunshine, mid to upper 60s. Get outside, soak it up. If you don't have a chance today, you're going to have several opportunities here over the next several afternoons as we continue to hold on to this quiet weather pattern as we close the door on this week and welcome in the first weekend of the Alaska State Fair. Now, with that being said, we will see a slight chance for showers as we welcome in Saturday, but most of that will primarily be near the coast. Really watching that stationary boundary out towards the northwest Arctic Borough and portions of the slope. This is where we're going to see several consecutive days of seeing some rainfall as that area of low pressure in the Arctic Ocean really remains stalled out, not moving much, and that's going to keep that wet weather in play for the northwest Arctic Borough and parts of the slope. And we're going to be talking about a daily chance of seeing anywhere from about a 60 to 80% chance of rainfall for that region. Speaking of rain here in South Central, at least for Anchorage, official precip total since the beginning of the year, 11.82 inches. This is currently the fourth wettest year through August 16th. Put things in perspective, last year at this same time period, 2022 was sitting at the wettest year on record. So we're really neck and neck for the most part, about 1.63 inches away from what we saw last year at this time period. And this is the fifth consecutive month of seeing above average precipitation. And as we trend towards fall and welcome in winter over the next coming months, El Nino winters tend to trend on the stormier side, so certainly something to watch here for the as we close out this year over the next few months. The good news is the next few days we are going to deal with some exceptional weather to get outside. Just some isolated to scattered showers for the Panhandle for the remainder of your Thursday. That's primarily from Juneau and Point southward. We're going to see anywhere from about a tenth of an inch to nearly a quarter of an inch of rainfall, so nothing significant with this system. And much like we're seeing here in South Central, southeast will see those skies clear out into the evening hours overnight with some sunshine, and temperatures expected to rebound back into the 60s, if not the lower 70s here as we welcome in the weekend and the first part of next week. But there is that rain out towards the northwest Arctic Borough, even as you head towards the Seward Peninsula and the slope. That will continue. Now, we'll see some dry time, but you can see waves of rain build in over the next few days, and that's going to stay in the forecast as we welcome in the weekend. And then there's that low that's building into the Gulf of Alaska on the northern periphery of that ridge that's to our south. So maybe just a spot shower or two for coastal regions as we welcome in the weekend, while inland areas, we're just going to see a bit more in the way of cloud coverage increasing across South Central. And looking ahead through the latter half of the month, we are expected to see a tilt towards wetter weather out towards the northwestern Arctic Borough, the slope, and that is that area of low pressure that we're continuing to watch. Now, one area of concern will be the Panhandle, trending drier. Now, the Panhandle did just come out of abnormally dry conditions, and with a tilt towards drier weather, this is certainly not something we want to see when it comes to the potential for some drought conditions across the state. And speaking of drought conditions, the latest drought monitor shows that we're still dealing with abnormally dry conditions and some moderate drought that is occurring through parts of the interior. 10% of the state is dealing with abnormally dry weather. Now, with cooler conditions expected for the interior, yes, that's going to certainly help when it comes to wildfire suppression, but we don't want to see those growing drought problems. And good news is we are expected to see more of that rainfall as we close out the month. So for today, we're going to see a high of 63 in Fairbanks, so noticeably cooler than what we've been dealing with. 61 in McGrath. We've got that rain out west as well as along the slope, and then again just some isolated scattered showers for southeast with some isolated showers for the Aleutians with highs in the upper 50s. So overall, fairly decent August afternoon is what we can expect today, and that will continue as we welcome in the weekend. As far as what we're going to be talking about when it comes to that weekend forecast, beautiful mid to upper 60s for the first day of the Alaska State Fair. That continues into the weekend, and again you can see just a bit more cloud coverage, calling it partly cloudy to partly sunny skies, and then on into next week, slightly cooler than what we've been seeing the next few days, and that's going to be all thanks to those mostly cloudy skies and a slight chance that we're going to see an increased chance for some showers as we welcome in the middle to the end of next week. So that's our next thing that's going to be on our radar for now, though. If you have any plans this weekend, get outside, go hiking, head out to the Alaska State Fair. You have beautiful weather to do that. Typically, I'm not going to see this during that August time, as this is our wet time of the year. So we'll take this dry stretch. You can see those overnight lows in the upper 40s and the lower 50s. But get outside. You can see again, this is a live look overlooking Eagle River Valley. Not much in the way of that cloud coverage. One thing to note is because of the rain that we have seen, there is the potential that we'll hold on to some morning fog as we welcome in your Friday. We'll have more on that coming up on the noon show as well as into the evening newscast. For now, have a great Thursday.